Alrighty, I'm here. Okay. Welcome to episode 136 of BBRadio. Let me get Goober up here. Okay, so you may notice the large Sonic that is on top of my Macintosh, and that is because of a singular song in this radio. Well, I like Sonic and all, but the first song is Sonic themed, so I was like, oh yeah, I could just do that, because I like Sonic and I wanted to draw this pose. I thought it looked cool, and I was like, yeah, let's just do that. And actually, we're going to be looking at that in a second. I actually have to get rid of this cover first and get the title and all that good old really old stuff. Hopefully the title doesn't clip. So this first song is called You Can Do Anything from Sonic CD, and it's by XYZ, which I believe is actually in the chat right now. I can see them right now. Lord Executor, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. That's you. This is your song, I believe, and it doesn't clip, in fact. And we'll be listening to the song, in fact. There was a description. Let me read it. This is a cover of the Japanese opening theme from Sonic CD, and I feel like this is one of my best covers yet. Well, it's time to listen to this song. So let's do it. I clicked on the wrong one. Oops. Anyways, that was You Can Do Anything from Sonic CD. I'll be very honest, actually. Sonic CD is one of my favorite, like, Sonic games. Even though it's kind of, like, annoying as hell. I love that game. It was, like, something it was, like, the Sonic game I grew up a lot with, like, as a kid. In, like, I think this was around, like, 2014 or so. It wasn't that long ago, technically, so it'd be like, oh, wow. Okay, Onk, you're friggin', what, 19 now? You were like, what, like 12 when you played, like 11, 12 years old when you played Sonic CD? Wow, okay, buddy. But still, I loved Sonic CD a lot as a kid, and I still really like it. I just think the game nowadays is a lot more of a pain than it was back then. So yeah, hearing that was like, wow, okay, now I feel like an 11-year-old again. But we're gonna have to snap back to reality and listen to the next song. I think I actually forgot to open this one. Did I put the right link? I did not. Let me grab the right link. I accidentally copied the wrong one. Where is the sheet? That is the threads button, not the pin button. Oopsie daisy. So I was about to start playing a song that's supposed to be later in the sheet. I think I accidentally copied the wrong link. Oopsie daisy. I can get that like right now, actually. Wasn't... Is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. Okay, well, just give me a moment. I will copy this link and put it in the thing. So the one I accidentally copied was called Even Higher, which is a later song. The one I need is this one, actually, which is called says the title says Hope, but the song is called let me get the title. Muse_Hope by Spampton123. Let me open up the song player. There's no samples. Actually, there is samples. Wait, what? We gotta wait for that to load. No! I don't like Pandora's Box. What? I don't like the Pandora's Box samples. I mean, I like them, but I don't like using the legacy samples like link in the song, like the samples importing thing. I think it's loaded. Yeah, okay, cool. We're gonna be listening to this song. Hopefully the sample's loaded. I'm pretty sure they did. Uh, by the way, for anybody that likes using legacy samples, the creator of Ultrabox and Pandora's Box has made a file garden like a little bit like a folder in file garden that has all of the original Pandora's Box samples individually, so you can just import those like each one you want instead of all of them at the same time to save on you know processing speed and all that stuff. So yeah, let's just listen to the song. I don't remember there being a description. Oh, there is. The description states Deltarune Chapter 7 song. I didn't have to censor the bad word because they did it for me. Anyways, let's listen to the song. Good old Piano One. My beloathed favorite sample from Legacy Samples. It was pretty good. It actually did sound like a Deltarune song, but that's mainly because of Piano One. So, yeah, let's go to the next song, which is the actual correct song. And I don't have to go pull up the link. This one's actually not submitted by the original artist. This is the first time. Oop, wait, hold on. I gotta do some magic. Uh, there we go. And I can remove the random semicolon. There we go. So the original artist was dub, and the song's called "Yes, Put the Arson in My Food." But the submitter was actually Gelling, and this is the first time anybody in the so far in this radio, like in this new sheet, has submitted a new like a different person's song, complete like with like completely different person's song without any involvement with it. And this is the first time. So yeah, let's listen to this song, which hopefully is good. So yeah, let's listen to it. Oh wait, wrong button. Okay, that was yes, put the arson in my food. So yeah, that was a pretty good song. The next song we'll be looking at is Hallways of Fraudulent Consciousness. Um, the title is kind of somewhat long, but it's whatever. We are going to be looking at this description. It says, never really done a song with changing time signatures before. Wanted to try something new. Hope you like it. With a face. I'll put it in chat. This is the face. That's the face. Anyways, let's look at this song. This one. Yeah, there we go. Let's listen to it. Okay, that was Hallways of Fraudulent Consciousness. I actually have a little bit of a history with the song. Not really much like in the production side, but more like I actually heard this song like a few weeks ago. Um, so little story time. I was in a the public like one of the public VCs for the BeepBox Discord, and I was just kind of like hanging out, and I was like, you know what? Let's listen to some finished Beep songs because I might as well. And I saw this one. It only had like two okay hands at the time, and it was just published like that day. So I was like, you know what? Let's listen to this. And I listened to it, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing! What? Just out of nowhere, I was like, okay, most unexpected, like really good song. I gave it an okay hand immediately, but I don't think it actually got like picked or anything. So like, go find this song and like give it a more okay hands. It's a good song. Anyways, the next song is Unbound by F. Mixolydian. Do think I don't know what I'm thinking actually. That's not the button. I pressed the zoom out button instead of the looping button again. Um so uh this song was made by someone that made a website called Beepboard, and this person wants me to advertise Beepboard like a lot. Not really, but they put it in every single one of their like social links. So if you look at the description, you can see a link to Beepboard. Yeah, you can go check that out, I guess. Anyways, the description states, the eighth and final track on my album, Chiptune Alchemy. Let's look at this. Yeah. So that was that song. Um, a little like side tangent. I've noticed that every song I've talked about so far, almost every song I've talked about so far, has had a little bit of a story time, and this one's no different. In fact, I actually have a little funny story to give about this one. It's not exactly going to be about this song. It's actually going to be about a different song with a very similar title. You see, I downloaded this song like 2 years ago off of like the BeepBox Twitter, and it was called Unbounded, and that song was made by Duke Man in 1999. Now, if you couldn't tell, it's just like they're very different songs, but the title is just the same thing as this song's title, just with an ed at the end, which I think is really funny. Uh, I don't really feel like playing Unbounded right now because I don't really have permission from Duke Man. But if you want to go listen to that, just go onto like twitter.com or x.com or whatever it's called, and just look up their account, like Duke Man 1999. They're very like last time I checked, they're actually pretty active on the whatever remains of like the Twitter community. So if you want to go listen to Unbounded, just try to find that person, and you'll probably find it through their like post histories. Anyways, next song is going to be um, Attack the Killer Queen by Damage LOL. We're going to be listening to the song. Well, actually, wait, I have to read a description of this song. It's a pretty accurate cover of Attack on the Killer Queen. The beep does not loop properly. Well, guess what? The song's not going to be looping at all, so I don't care. Anyways, we're going to be listening to the song. I actually have no idea why my computer just lagged all of a sudden there. I don't. It just did. I guess. Okay. Um. Anyways, little funny thing. I was actually playing Deltarune the other day, and I figured out that when the queen puts up her like acid shield, you could just use like Rude Buster, and it's like way better than doing like the toasting stuff because it's just like if you use Rude Buster with the Devil's Knife, it's just like you can get rid of the shield in like 2 turns. It's not even like doing the toast feels like a waste of time at that point. You could just Rude Buster the shield gone. It's like really easy too. So yeah, kind of funny how playing the game over and over again just kind of like teaches you new tricks you can use to be able to complete fights faster. Like you can complete the what's it called? Deltarune spoilers. It's Chapter 2, which released like 4 years ago. If you haven't played Chapter 2, which is free by the way, I'm talking about this like the second, like the one with like the about 8 or so like bars, or I don't actually know how many. It's like the bigger shield. It's like really tall. that's the one that you have to use. Oh yeah, I forgot Red Buster actually is a thing on that fight. I completely forgot. Well, it's 20 more TP, isn't it? So it's like, well, 20 more TP if you have like Devil's Tail. No, wait. Devil's Knife makes it so that regular Rude Buster is 40 TP, while Devil's Tail probably does something else, like makes TP gain faster or something. I forgot, but it probably makes you know, Red Buster easier to get to. Well, that's irrelevant to our conversation. So we're gonna be going to the next song. That would be Intrepid Incline, which is another song that's based off of Deltarune, but I think this one, yeah, it's just a song inspired by a song from Deltarune, but it's not a cover. It's an original song. This one's also made by Spamton123. There's actually 4 songs in this radio that's made by Spamton123. So yeah, it makes your magic stack completely cracked. Well, I guess that would be a good like Rouse item, wouldn't it? Because it'd make his healing like ridiculously overpowered. But like if you don't really have to use Rousey's healing all that much, then it's not very useful, is it? Like if you're just that good at dodging. So it'd be better off just to use Devil's Knife for the Red Buster, like, you know, power. Anyways, let's listen to this song. Okay, that was Intrepid Incline. Can't really explain this one much without going into like, you know, Deltarune Chapter 4 spoiler. So we're just gonna skip the the story time on this one and just go straight to the next song. I did not zoom in apparently. So this one is called it's actually a long title and I hope it doesn't clip the thing. It probably is gonna. Yeah. The song's called Nobody Cares About the Backstory by Hyphen Duck. If you don't know what a hyphen is, it's the little dash in between Y and the at in the title. So, yeah, let's listen to wait, actually, there's a description, isn't there? Yeah, there is. Oh, it had a description, but it was never mind. I don't have to look at that. The description had something, but it was just a rhetorical question, so I don't really need to really talk about it. Anyways, let's listen to the song. Look, Gary, there I am! backstory. That was nobody cares about the backstory, which I happen to disagree with because some backstories are actually very important. Anyways, the next song is, let's see if this is the right one. Yeah, this is Magic Ball by Chromosomes. Let's see, does this song have a description? It does. This reminds me of a little character I made, which is a sentient orb that was created by murdering, then infusing the souls of multiple creatures together. So that's why I named it that. Wow, what sinister backstory. I just said something about that, didn't I? Anyways, let's listen to this song. Alrighty, that was Magic Ball. Very like what's it called? Um, Wet, you could say, because the amount of reverb and the water sound effects, it actually did sound a lot like water. Sound like a water theme in a way, but kind of a funky kind of tune, anyways, the I had something I wanted to say, but I completely forgot. Oh yeah, it's actually what I wanted to say was I've noticed that not as many people are talking this stream as they usually do. I hope that's not a sign to say that this one's not as interesting as the other ones. It's just like I don't know. Uh talk. Let's listen to the song. It is Even Higher by Spamton123. This one actually is a cover of a song from Delta in Chapter 4, so it says the description. I remember the song, honestly. So let's listen to this one. Okay, that was Even Higher, and I've noticed I was made aware that Gelly is not a mod, so I will add you back as a managing moderator. There we go. You are now a managing moderator again. There we go. Anyways, the song was pretty cool. I remember the section of the game, kind of. I remember the song, but not really the section itself. But what immediately followed was pretty funny because I actually do remember the boss fight that happens immediately after this song, uh, which I won't spoil for anybody that still hasn't played what's it called Deltarune yet. But when you get to playing Deltarune Chapter 4 and you make it to the top of a place, have fun with that fight because it'll be very reminiscent of a fight from Chapter 3. Anyways, the next song is Starship Groove, which was originally made by Lytle, which was covered by Dragon Coder. Now, the description says it's based off of Jesse Sky's transcription here, which links to a MuseScore thing. Which before, last time a MuseScore link showed up, I said something about, My Die and stuff like that. I was like, okay, well, I don't really care for songs that use, what's it called? Like, uh, transcriptions and my dies like to cover their songs. It's not that it's wrong to do that. It's more like, people have a very like a tendency to just not credit the original artist, which this one does. This one, in fact, does indeed credit Jesse Skies and Wayne Lytle, which is also known as Annie Music, I believe. So yeah, those are in the description. You can look at the description and see those original artists. This song is just a transcription of that, like the MuseScore like transcription, but on beep like on Box. So that's the thing. I wanted to actually show like the MuseScore link real quick. I forgot to do that. Let me add a new tab and just like show this. So like when it comes to MuseScore, it's just like somebody recreated the song in like MuseScore itself, like this. This is what they did. And then this person, like the person that made this, just took the notes from this and made this. That's what they did. That's kind of like the whole thing. That's not, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. I don't really care. That's not the whole point of this show isn't to judge you for that. It's to showcase music. But there's a very like possible chance that the original artist that made the transcription, or Wayne Lytle themselves, might get a little upset that their song is being covered without any input from them. So yeah, that's why I'm being a little cautious here. But we can probably just listen to this and be fine. It's not that, I mean, it's similar, but the instrumentation is completely different. So we're probably gonna be fine. Let's listen to this. Okay, that was that song. People are somewhat curious about the ultra, like the Box offline thing with the samples. I haven't like messed with it myself all that much, but hold on, let me get to the github.com. You can find the application under the ultrabox TypeScript domain. It's actually right here. If you just go to the releases and then you just download whatever version you use. I would be, for my case, since I'm a Windows user, I would be using I believe it's this one. It's either this or a 64. I think it's actually the 64-bit one. This one. So I would just download this. I don't know if you guys can see the download prompt, but you can download that, and then from there, let me actually make it so you can see my whole display. Then from after you download that, you just gotta kind of like export it. Let's like export this real quick, put this in like a folder. New folder, ultrabox offline, and then you just take those samples, throw that in there. Box has it too. It's just this. It's the same thing as what Ultrabox has. That's why I'm sharing Ultrabox first, because it's just the same thing. Yeah. So you don't have like if you're wondering why I'm doing Ultrabox instead of Box, that's the only reason. It's just because they have the exact same method of doing it. It's just Ultrabox is simpler because it's smaller, and it's just easier to do. This is actually going to take a minute, so we're gonna let this do that. Oh wait, actually, it might be a little less fast. Yep. Okay, never mind. Let's just see. Where is it? I have to remember how to do this. I haven't done it in forever. There's ultrabox.exe. You probably just open that. See downloads. You can probably just find it on the website using like looking at the FAQ thing, right? I don't feel like looking for that right now. All you have to do here is just go to ultrabox.exe, open that up, and then the executable will open up. Ignore this. Hold on. Run anyway. That happens a lot because of Windows Firewall. But yeah, let's see. Okay, there we go. Oh, Ultrabox is open. And then all you need to do to get samples in your Ultrabox is to go to the samples folder and then drop samples in there. Let's just go look for something. Yeah, I recorded this. I'll just use this. Oh, look, a box. Anyways, we're just gonna look at oh wait, you guys can't hear that, can you? Well, retro presets, square wave. I believe you just have to add the name of the preset, localbox.wav maybe, or localbox.wav, and I think it should just work. Nope, I forgot how to do this. There's a guide somewhere. I don't feel like doing that, figuring that out right now. So we're just gonna go back to what we were doing, and that's looking at these songs. Which the next one is actually, wait, that's the Musa. Hold on, look at this. Look at this song. Actually, this is the original link. I hope I don't get copyrighted by this. This is cool. So they have robots playing it, Just a pretty neat thing. Look. I don't know if this is an animation, if these are real robots, but it's cool looking. So there's that. Anyways, the next song is let me get the title. Title is Hate His Trap by Whites2570, which used to be in this chat, but is not there anymore. It's a MeloYellow visualizer. Makes sense. It's cool looking though. So anyways, let's look at this song. Okay, that was Hades Trap. Uh, so I have an update actually on the importing samples into file ultrabox offline. All you have to do really is just oh wait, you shouldn't be looking at that. Hide that. All you have to do really is just like put file colon sample slash and then the sample name, and it just works. As you can see, let me get the sample. Uh, Stop doing that. There we go. Let's see. Where's the see? Oh wait, you can't hear it. I forgot. Well, still, it works. So yeah, you can just have samples in Ultrabox offline. It just works. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be looking at the next song. Oh yeah. Also, that's the reason why the stream froze for a second. If you have a different application that's like covering the entire screen, it just makes whatever applications that are behind it just not render at all, and that's why it was frozen for you guys. Uh, it's not because of like you guys or any stream lag. That's just how it was, and I forgot about it. But anyways, the next song is called "The Lie" by Spamton123, and the description says, "Ironically, despite my username, this is the very first time I have made a Big Shot style song." Well, let's listen to the Big Shot style song because I like Big Shot. Okay, that was The Lie. I actually like had to go into the editor to understand what it's trying to say because the mixing is so overpowering. It makes it impossible to tell what it's like what the like vocals are saying. Even I mean that's also somewhat of a problem in Deltarune 2 with like a Big Shot with the like pull the strings and make them ring like both like those like words. But in this song it's just like super hard to tell what it's saying just because of how overpowering everything else is. Basically, from what I remember, it's this, and it's just saying he was so close to finding the lie. You can hear it like.
He was so close to finding the lie.
Yeah, see, that's what it says. But because of how it's mixed, it's just really hard to tell. Yeah, it just kind of sounds like no, like like da da da, like he was blah 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 blah. It just kind of sounds like that, So if Spamton123 is in the song, there's some like critique, I guess. If you want to make the song a bit better, just make it so that the mixing isn't so like overpowering that you can't understand what it's saying. Anyways, the next song is, I actually forgot to get the title. Another no, it's White 2570. I will mess up this person's name every time. I'm not even gonna lie. Poor Spamton needs some ultrabox lessons. Honestly, it's not a bad song. I just think the mixing, if it was like a little better, it'd be a good song. Anyways, Spamton G Spamton, please join Beepcord. They are in the server. The Spamton123 is in the server. Anyways, let's listen to this song. Yeah. Okay, that was pretty good. I got a bit closer to the mic if you're wondering why I'm suddenly louder. So for some reason, this song made me remember a dream I had the other day. Uh, it's not at all related to the song itself. It's just like I don't know why it reminded me of it, but it did. And at the time, like I thought the dream was like actually happening. Like I thought it was real because I remember waking up and then suddenly I was just in the dream. So I thought it was just like, oh, I woke up and this is just happening. And then it was like, oh, wow. Huh. And then it was like 5 p.m. and my mom woke me up and I was like, wait a minute. That was a dream? I didn't even know it was a dream until I woke up. I was like, oh. So, yeah. Crazy dream. And one other thing I wanted to talk about. I was looking at the Sonic, like, drawing I did. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it better. So this is like the best Sonic drawing I've ever made because every time I've ever tried to draw Sonic, I was just not very good at it. So that's why it's like, oh wow, this is crazy. Yeah, I like Sonic. I was just never good at drawing him. But when it was like, what's it called? You know, what was it called? When I saw, like, I was thinking about it, like, oh yeah, the song we'll be playing You Can Do Anything from Sonic Studio, so I was like, oh yeah, why not just do the, like, the iconic pose that he does, like, in the middle of the, like, Toei animation. I was like, okay, let's just do that. And it was like after I drew it, I was like, oh wow, this is nice. And then I was like when I got to drawing the shoes, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I could probably change this to make it look more like the game shoes. If you are, like, attentive and have played too much Sonic CD, you may notice that his shoes kind of look a lot more like the game sprites where they're pointy and stuff. In the actual animation, they look like a lot more like the Sonic 3 shoes, where they're rounded. So that's just kind of a funny little detail I noticed. But yeah, I like Sonic, but I'm just not very good at drawing him. So yeah, whoever can draw Sonic, congratulations, you are really good at doing that. Like, just keep doing that, please. Anyways, the next song is called Passing Through. I kind of want to hurry up a little bit on the songs because I need to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to leave because I don't know I don't know the length of these two songs, and I don't want to be like gone for like 5 minutes while the song is like done and you guys are just sitting here. So let's just listen to the song and like read the description. Oh, wait, I forgot about the description for the last song. The last song's description was, I haven't tried something like this before, but it's not that crazy. Just reference some parts from previous pieces in this. Perhaps you'll recognize them from earlier times. And this song's description, clarification, we're looking at Passing Through's description. It says, more cool stuff, project stuff. This is one of the few times I was actually able to put an aesthetic I had in my head into form. So this song is one of my favorites. Hope the radio listeners enjoy. Alrighty, let's listen to this song. Yeah. Okay, that was Passing Through, and honestly, pretty good song. I like that. At points, I don't know why, the bell sounds for some reason reminded me of like the sound effects that play during like Jevil's boss fight in Deltarune. I don't know why this keeps going back to Deltarune, but I don't. It just happens like in the song. I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of that, like the. I don't know. I can't recreate it, but it's that one sound, you know. Anyways, this next song is the last song, um, by Gelly, which is a moderator for this YouTube channel. Um, this song has a description, and I shall read it. Been really inspired by the Undertale slash Deltarune soundtracks and wanted to give a try at what it might sound like for the final chapter, maybe. Oh, wait, I accidentally put the wrong, I didn't mean to put those socials. I don't think Gelly put any socials on their song, but, like, I accidentally put Melo's song, like, where's, did Gelly even put socials? They didn't. I just accidentally forgot to delete the ones from Melo's on my notes. Anyways, yeah, we're back to Deltarune again. Oh my god, I should have had Tenna like host this again, but whatever. You know, let's just like listen to this song and be normal. You know, nothing's weird going on. You know, we're just normal. We're just normal. You know, yeah. No, why is it lagging? What is it doing? Why is it freezing? Stop freezing. I'm in the middle of a song here. Okay, that was break them free, and I came up with a funny idea that I will really quickly do. Just give me a second. I gotta get the screenshot. Let me move this. Ignore where it says AI. I'm not using AI here. Wait, does it say? It doesn't say anything about AI. Huh? That's weird. Pixlr usually just goes like, "Oh yeah, you should use AI to make your images better," but it's like, you're a free photo editor on my web browser. I don't care about that. What I care about is like changing photos to make them funny. Okay. So like, don't like patronize me, Pixlr.com. I will make what I want, and what I want is this image to load. Load already. Can I like get this so I can copy it, please? Let me like screenshot. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Open this up. So we're going to be taking a shape tool, making it that color, and then we're going to drag it over this entire text just so it pretends like it's not there. Okay, we're gonna lock that, and then we're gonna add a text box. We're gonna make the font the Undertale Deltarune one because I stole this, and we're gonna be making it round about the same size, and we're gonna be doing a little funny thing. Let's just put. And then we need to like make this align to the left. There we go. I think it might be too big. Hold on. Opacity that. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I need to fix this. So the text is more around this size, and I need to make the gap between them a bit bigger. There we go. Now let's lock this. Make this 100% opacity, and then just export this, and I will like really quickly add this as like the image. Like, we're just gonna take the cover, make the cover visible again, and we're just gonna like there we go. Oh no, I need to fix that. There we go. Things sure are normal around here. Anyways, that's the end of the stream. So yeah, very normal stream. Nothing weird happened at all. And yeah, I don't really know how to end this, to be honest. Things sure are normal around here. So yeah, that was gee, it sure gets boring around here. Oh, Link, how dare you like quote some game from like the friggin' 80s or whatever. Anyways, we're just gonna like end it here. Hey, Goober, guess what? It's time for you to explode again 2 times in a row. There, bam, you're gone. Okay, and now I'm gone. So bye.